Hi, this is Jacob. Today we discuss how to create a table in Hive and load the data. So till now we discussed what is Hive, how it is better than or how it is different than Pig, when it is best used, all the theoretical concepts. So first, now today we will create a table and we will load it. Okay. Now we can load the data from the local and HDFS itself, but pulling data from local is not a advisable way. So we go to the HDFS, we see some data. If not, we will push the data from local. That's a different case, but we try to load the data from the HDFS after creating a table. Okay, so first we go to the HDFS and see the data. So what I'm doing is I'm going to HDFS now. I know there is a file called, just now I pushed it to save your time. No such file exists. User Cladera test file. So what we will see is we will try to move it. Yeah. Here you are seeing some simple fields, right? One Hadoop, Hive, Pig, Spark. So what we do is we will try to push this one. Hope you are all aware these simple commands: put command, get command, cat command, or else please learn it. It is useful everywhere. So what you are trying to push this one into HDFS. So just copy this path. Let's go. The file is moved now. Now try to view what is there inside. Now file is moved to the HDFS. Yeah, you can see, right? 1 comma Hadoop, 2 comma Hive, 3 comma Pig. So you can see only two simple fields, ID and name, which is separated with comma. Please note that when it is separated with tab, when it is separated with comma, all are important while creating a Hive table. Just remember, there are two fields in this file which is separated with comma. Fields are ID and name, a simple data set which exists in the HDFS. So my aim is I want to go to the Hive, create a table and load this data for feature analytics. Okay, so my advice is you please be aware of all HDFS commands first. It is useful everywhere, not in Hive and all those things. And then in Hive, generally if we go to the interviews, mostly you face questions from Hive only. Almost even 50% of your interview contains on Hive only. So what you do is you try to learn some basics: how to create a table, how to load it, what is internal, what is external. We will go into that later. First, let me try to create a table. Okay, syntax: create table, table name. You can give any name. Create table. This is the syntax. Okay. So create table is the first word you need to use, and give the name as you want. And what are the fields in our file? We have two fields, right? So here also you need to write the field name and data type name. Okay, both you need to write it. Field name is id. So because in my file in hrefs I have only two fields, right? Those two fields only I want to load it. So based on it I need to create a table. So I am also putting two fields here. One is id and another one is name. Data type for id is int. Data type for name is string. Okay. So before creating a table, please learn about hive data type. Just Google it and learn it. It is useful everywhere. I don't think not id and int. We have some complex data types also, which is important. So please learn the data types. Okay, so you start create table name, field name, what is the database of it. Okay. In this table I want row format delimited. Here generally people confuse which we need to write first, rows, fields or lines, because three we are going to write. So you always remember in table we have rows first. It's a row format, right, basically. So in each row we have a fields. After fields you need to go to the next line. You remember in this rows first, fields next, and last lines. So I create I need a table with so and so fields in the row format. Next I told it's a field, right? So fields terminated by, terminated means, see, just now I opened and showcase you, right? What is this? Two fields. The two fields separated or terminated with a comma. So what I am going to ask is, in which way you want to terminate the fields. Okay, so here it is comma. Most of the areas it is tab. So whatever it is based on your file, you just write it down. So everywhere you are seeing only tab, right? So that's why I want to show some other things. So I put comma. Fields terminated by comma means two fields in a row is separated or terminated with comma. Now row is over, fields are over. Next we need to come to next line. Lines terminated by /n. Sorry, it should be small n. By space. So hope you are following. Okay, if you see the first time the syntax, you confuse, but if you understand what is it inside, it is very easy. So you are trying to create a table, so start a syntax with create table and you give the table name and give what are the fields inside and what is the data type for each field, and you want a table in a row format, so you are writing row format delimited. In each row you have a fields, so next we write fields, and our fields are separated with comma, so you are writing fields terminated. And once this is over in first line, you need to go to the next line. Okay. So that's why you are writing lines terminated by /n. Okay. And you want to store it as a test file. In hive table you can store as a test file, you can store as a parent file, you can store as a ORC file. So every format has its own advantages, like ORC is better, but here my idea is just to explain how to create a table. So I am restricting to the basic thing as test file. Okay. Even if you write a stored as ORC, stored as parent file, it will create a table, but we are in basics still now. So I want to store this. See, in hive we have two things, right? One is meta store and another one is actual data. actual data. So actual data is stored in this one, meta store folder. So there I want to store this table as a test file or as a parent file or as a ORC. That is the only difference. Here I want to store this table actual data, okay, in metastore as a test file. That is my aim. So you remember this syntax like this: create table, table name, inside what are the fields, what are the data types, and we want this table in a row format, so write row format. In each row fields are terminated with comma. That's how I want, otherwise I can write /t also. And lines I need to terminate it with /n, and I want stored as a test file. We will see what happens. So don't worry about the errors. Okay, I need to give backslash. Already exists. Yeah, this table is already exist. So always read what is the error name and try to fix it. Okay. I don't want to delete these errors and make a fresh video because we get errors. Okay, if you know how to fix it, that is fine. Now table is created, right? As I told, similarly like SQL, or I can say, yeah, table is there but no data inside. That's why it is saying just okay, nothing else, because just now we created a table, right? Next we try to load this table with the data from HDFL. So how we can do it now, we will see. Next syntax, load data. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to load data. So syntax starts like load data from HDFS, right? So give this path name like user Cladera, what is the test file, into table, what is the table name just now we created, students 12. It's a very simple. Okay, first what you are trying to do, you are trying to load a data. So load data, from where you want to load data, give that path, into which table you want to load, students 12. So table students 12 and enter. Missing in path, user Cladera. You were saying missing in path at testify. So we will see what is this error. Students 12 is correct only, right? Table name, load data. We will see the syntax. To table students 12. That's what just now we read. Cladera. So here, just see the spelling also. There's a line 110 missing in path. Okay, so it is saying there is a missing thing in the in path. Okay, even just now we loaded it, so we will see whether which syntax is wrong. Into table, everything is right. Into table name, same thing we wrote. We did a small mistake. So what you need to give is, this is the syntax. After load data, you need to mention when it is in path or local path. Important thing. Now it should work. Yeah. So what happens is, if you are fetching data from the HDFS, you need to give in path, or else you need to give local path. Now we will see whether data is loaded or not. Yeah, you can see the data, right? So I will explain about the in path. I told you, right, you can pull the data in two ways. One is from local and another one is the HDFS. If you are pulling data from the local, you just give the path, don't give the in path. Okay, even you can give as a local path also. But if you fetch the data from HDFS, give the in path. If you want to overwrite in the table, you can write overwrite into table. So here my aim is just to create a table and load the data. So that's why I don't want to end. But you remember it, if the data is separated with tabs, you give /t, or else if data is separated with commas, you give, instead of /t, you just give the comma. So otherwise what happens is, even if data type is wrong, for example, your file is contains one field with string. If you try to upload any ID name, it gives null. You can see this is very important. When data type is wrong, it never says I cannot load. It means hive. It will load, but while showing the data, you can see only null. So you please take care about the if it is from HDFS, give in path, otherwise path or local path, like that you can give. If you want to overwrite the table, you just use a column called overwrite. Just use a name called overwrite. Okay. We stop the session here, and we will try to go into the internal external table concept in the next session.